Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Feral Zubat. Um, I'm not sure about that name quite yet. I am still workshopping a name, but for right now, that's what I'm going by, and maybe I'll stick with it. Anyways, this is my first video, and I'm treating this channel kind of like a drawing podcast. So I'm just going to yap because I'm a certified yapper, and we're just going to yap about whatever while you guys watch me draw. And I feel really awkward right now. I'm not even gonna lie because I'm just talking to myself. So this is super, super awkward. And this is going to be a mess of a video. It's not, it could be a good video, but I really feel like it's not going to be my best work, which is okay. I watched a video on YouTube the other day about this artist, and he was talking about how we get paralyzed in the wanting to do things, and instead of actually putting into action of doing things to get started, you do everything but that. So I think it's time that I just put myself out there and I start somewhere. Starting somewhere is better than starting nowhere. So whether this video is good or not, whether it gets any views or not, doesn't really matter, because what matters is I'm doing something I want to do and I'm putting myself out there. Anyways, so what do I want to talk about today? There recently I was sick with pneumonia, and they put me on prednisone, which is a steroid, to help with the sickness, obviously. And when I was on it, a common side effect is anxiety, and with my other meds, I don't really feel anxiety anymore. And so it was a weird feeling to kind of have social anxiety again. But in that, I started thinking, and I've been in a really bad art block lately. For whatever reason, it's been rough, and I don't know why I've had such a bad art block. I think going to school for art has kind of stunted me. But that's okay. Anyways, I realized when I was on the prednisone and I was feeling anxious and down on myself, I came to the conclusion that I have quite a big ego as an artist, and that throughout school, having teachers and having people tell me how good I am at art and tell me I'm doing amazing and my work is amazing, which this drawing's not even that great, but that's okay. I realized that I had an overinflated ego about my artwork. And I think that's what is contributing to my artist block right now. And I think that's kind of what has stunted me with my artwork. Because when you have a big ego about your work and you think you're amazing and like the best person ever, and you get kind of narcissistic about it, you don't really progress. Like there's nowhere for you to progress because you feel like you're already amazing. So what do you work on? And it's not that I was actively trying to not work on stuff. It's not that at all, because I would love to work on stuff and I would love to just create, but I was creating the same things over and over again. And lately with my artist block, the part of my problem was everything that I was thinking about drawing. I was like, I've already done that. I've already done this. I've already used these motifs. I've already used that type of thing with it. And it was just paralyzing me. Which I also have ADHD. And sometimes I get paralyzed from that just because, like, I don't know how to put it. You can want to do something so bad with ADHD, but your brain can just stop and it just won't let you do things. And with my art, I kept getting like paralyzed and I couldn't create anything. And with this piece, I decided to not overthink it. And like that video I had watched, like he had said, just do, just go out and do things. Which it was a little different because he was a journalistic photographer. I don't remember his name, or else I'd shout out that video because it was a great video. But he talked about you just have to do. And I tried to really take that to heart with this video. And I was like, trying to not get so focused on the little details and so paralyzed about what decisions I could be making with this art piece. I decided to just draw whatever came to mind. I just threw in any little detail that I was like, oh, this could work. I just didn't think about it. And I feel like sometimes thinking is the worst thing you can do when you're drawing, just because, like I said, it can be paralyzing. I feel like I'm repeating myself so much, but that's okay. And when I was doing this and I was thinking about how I'm not as good of an artist as I believed I was, and I was having like an ego death about my artwork, and I looked through a lot of my old sketchbooks and I saw my progression and where I started and how I thought at the time those pieces were amazing. And I was like, they aren't that amazing. They aren't that great. They were good for the time period I was in, but they aren't something immaculate or incredible like I've always been told my artwork is. And I think I don't view this as a negative thing to not look at my art the same way. I don't view it as extremely negative to be able to say maybe I'm not as good of an artist as I thought I was. Because I can still call myself an artist because I make art. Anybody who makes art is an artist of some kind. So I'm not losing that value. What I am losing, though, is an ego about my creation. And what I'm going to gain from that is hopefully the ability to draw new things, try new mediums, and encourage myself to draw things I wouldn't typically draw, like buildings. I never draw buildings. I always draw people or weird people morph things or xenomorphs, or I draw lots of different things, but I can start going out in public and maybe doing some life drawing and going back to the basics and not focusing on, oh wow, I'm such a good artist, and telling myself I'm so amazing and I can do all this drawing and it looks incredible, and basically just overinflating my own ego and talking myself up. Instead of doing that, I can go out and actually put into practice the work to become a better artist. And I can work on things like anatomy, which I think I got an overinflated head about anatomy, thinking that, I don't know, that I had learned enough anatomy, so I didn't need to work on it anymore. And that's not the case because you can never do too much anatomy. Like, there's always work that can be done with anatomy and artwork. But I'm just I've I'm going through a weird time, and I'm also trying to step away from, like, I used to do this Tim Burton-esque style of art, and I'm in a transitional time in my life where that style no longer suits me. So I'm trying to change my art style, but I don't know what to change it to because I don't like I another thing that paralyzes me is looking at Pinterest. Cuz like I'll look at it for inspiration, and I will spend hours just looking at it, trying to get inspired, trying to draw something, but then I'm like I don't want to copy other people's artwork, and then I, instead of using it how I should be using it, which is for references, which I did use a reference for the teeth and the heart thing, but instead of using it that way, I was just consuming so much art and looking at it for hours and hours, trying to think of things to draw, but paralyzing myself because I'm just looking at Pinterest and looking at all these artists who are better than me and all these artists who are insanely talented and deserve all the love and fame that they have. And it can be so paralyzing to look at other people's art, and it can kind of drain your creativity almost. And I think you should consume art. Obviously, I think everyone should look at art, and I think looking at other people's art can be inspiring, but there has to be a balance. You can't look at it and try to, what am I trying to say? I think what I'm trying to say is you don't want to look at it so much that you are blocking yourself from creating, but you do still want to look at other art because you can learn a lot from like different artists, the famous artist and the not famous artists. There's so much to be learned. Um, I don't know. It's just, it's weird. I'm in a weird phase. But, anyways, to go back on Pinterest, I've been looking at other people's art styles, like cartoony, anime-esque, but not quite anime. Kind of, yeah, just expressive art styles. I've been looking at those, trying to decide what I like from them, what I maybe want to incorporate in my own work, but it hasn't been helping because when I try to draw like somebody else, it doesn't feel right, or it just feels hollow, like there's no soul. And the whole reason I'm stepping away from the Tim Burton-esque style that I had, which it wasn't quite completely Tim Burton, it was like a mashup of my own style with Tim Burton features. That style served its purpose when I was in a really dark time in my life. And going, I don't want to disclose what exactly happened during that time in my life, at least not right now. But during that time, the style felt right for what I was doing, and it allowed me to create various pieces that were really cool and that I thought were amazing at the time. And I appreciate the style for what it did for me because it was a great outlet, and it really helped me get a lot of dark emotions out. But I've since moved past that time. I'm on medication that works really well for me, and I'm pretty stable. So I think for me, moving away from that style is symbolizing a new stage in my life where I'm a different person than who I was a few years ago. And now I want to develop a new style, but I'm not sure how to develop that new style. And I've been watching a lot of videos lately trying to figure out what other artists do to fill sketchbooks and what they do to find styles. And I know that art styles kind of just come to you when they do. You can't really force it necessarily, which is unfortunate because I wish I could force it because I just want to find a new style to draw in. So tired of my style. So tired. But I don't know. Maybe you guys can leave some tips down below to help me out with finding a style. Uh, I'm not sure what I could do differently besides keep drawing. Anyways, I'm gonna take a pause there real quick. You know, I really thought I was a certified yapper, but I still have so much of this video left to talk, to just talk. Um, I I don't know. Like there's a lot that I could say about different topics, but I'm trying to stay on a consistent topic for this video, which is art related and about my ego death with my art. Um, I say a lot because I don't know. I don't know why I do that. It's really annoying. But anyways, I just being at a transitional point in my life is so strange because you it feels like you only have so many transitions in life, and I I found it hard when I started medication to make art and create because with my specific disorder, there's states that I'm in with it where I get really creative and I can just keep creating and making stuff, and I make amazing work when I'm in that state, but it's not a very healthy state to be in. Um, and being at the point where I don't have those states anymore, where I'm level and I'm normal and I'm stable, stifles my creativity. I'm learning how to be an artist again, even through that. And that's something that they don't really talk about when you get better. Nobody talks about how you have to learn to live again. Like you can't live how you were living. Things are just different, and you have to learn when you're a creative person and you go through things like that. You have to learn how to find a different drive for your creativity that's not just mental illness related. Like, you can't have those be your driving factor to create anymore because you don't have that anymore when you're healthy necessarily. I mean, I still have moments. I'm not gonna say I don't, but for me, it's not near to the extent that it was, which is great and all, but I'm having to learn how to draw and make art and stay very motivated to do those things. I almost have to find an excuse to draw to, like, I have to, how do I put this? Anymore, when I want to draw, sorry, my chair's squeaking because I'm moving. I have to, well, this isn't a good example because I've been in an art block until I drew this. And I still might be in an art block. I haven't tried drawing anything yet again. But I think also I got out of practice of drawing because I changed majors from, well, I'm a double major in fine arts and graphic design, but I added a different major because I realized that fine arts was not going to pay my bills, and I got a car payment, and I have other bills, and I didn't see a way that I could succeed and pay my bills and create. So I decided to add a major and do graphic design, which I've liked graphic design so far. I mean, when I first made that transition, it kind of felt like I was selling my soul a little bit because what I always wanted to do was be a sculptor or an artist of some kind. I really like sculpting though. Sculpting's where my heart is. It's where my heart is. But I realized that that wasn't really a viable option. And transitioning to graphic design just felt miserable at first. But once I took classes and I made artwork in there, it's a different type of artwork. It's not like the same type of artwork that you do when you paint or you draw. But I found value in it, and I found that I really liked it. I don't know if I'll be the best graphic designer, but I think I can make it work. And having the stability of that job will allow me to spend more time in my hobbies with my artwork and creating. So I guess that's a benefit. But I forgot where I started with this tangent. Forgot why I went on this tangent. Okay. I just played it back so I could figure out where I was trying to go with that whole tangent. And anyways, making that transition from fine arts, because I've taken all my fine arts credits, so I don't have any more fine arts classes. I just have one credit left to finish that degree. But when I was taking fine arts classes, I was making art all the time and doing my projects and drawing a lot and being really overly creative. And then when I made the transition to graphic design, I was still creative and I was still making things I wanted to make, but I wasn't drawing as much. And this last semester, I got so busy with school that I didn't have any time to focus on my artwork or my drawing or any of that. So I think getting out of practice and not drawing for however long the semester was, I think like 4 months, I think it really harmed my ability to create and put me in a really bad drawing block or art block. And that's unfortunate for me. So very unfortunate. But now that I am on, actually classes are about to start back up, but right now, while I can, I'm going to work on drawing every day or at least a few times a week. And maybe I'll do like an art challenge or something to get out of this dreaded art block that is horrendous and killing me slowly on the inside. Death. Sweet, sweet death. But, I don't know. Changing majors to something more stable doesn't necessarily feel the best, but I mean, I gotta have some kind of stability. I can't just go live without stability. And I'm tired of being so incredibly broke because the state of the economy is not the best. And I'm not even going to get into the politics or anything about that. All I know is my money does not go very far these days. And I hate it. I hate it so very much because I wish I could afford to buy groceries, which I can buy some groceries, but even at the grocery store, my money doesn't go very far. And I wish I could buy more art supplies, but I never have enough extra income. I am also going to start working on digital art because I have a drawing tablet. I broke the cord though because I used to bring it back and forth in my bag because I use it for graphic design too. You don't need a graphics tablet, like a drawing tablet for graphic design, but I like to use it. And it's one with like the screens. It's an XP pen one. But I broke the cord moving it back and forth. One of the prongs in it broke. So I ordered the cord and I lost my stylus. So I ordered the little pin that goes with it. And I'm going to start practicing digital art because I'm a traditional I cannot talk. I'm a traditional artist through and through. I haven't done much digital work. And I would like to make a webtoon at some point. So I kind of need to practice digital artwork if I'm going to do that because I cannot hand color a webtoon. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. That just no. I don't want to suffer like that. However, I would at some point like to make a traditional manga type of thing. I mean, it wouldn't be a manga because I am not from Japan. I don't live in Japan, but like a comic book of some kind in a manga style, I guess. And I'd like to do that fully by hand, like traditional. But that's a project for future me eventually when I get good at art or better at art. Wow, look at that drawing. It's really progressed. I haven't watched the video all the way through, so I don't know how it is, but I will be watching it before I upload this. And line work is actually my favorite. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm drawing like little lines and stuff and hatching and doing all sorts of things. But I love adding that texture. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm not, like, drawing in pencil is cool and all, but I prefer the pen line work after I draw in pencil. And I don't know when I start digital art if I will still be able to maintain that scratchy style that I like to do. I'm not sure. Maybe I can. I don't know. Also, the drawing tablet I have, you might be wondering if I don't do digital artwork, why do I have it? It was my brother gave it to me because he was using it for game development. And I mean, I'm not going to say no to a drawing tablet, but I actually started as an animation major, but this was during COVID when COVID was all happening and all my classes were online. And it was really hard to learn that way. and I was struggling, and I didn't have a drawing tablet with a screen, and being a traditional artist first, I feel like I would have done much better if I had a tablet with a screen. But I didn't. I had one of those Huan ones that you put to the side and you draw with your hand to the side while you're looking at the computer screen. And those work for a lot of people. They work great. However, for me, it was really jarring and like too. I don't want to say it was too difficult because I managed, but it was quite hard to do that. And I just decided to switch majors. I also had an art teacher push me to pursue fine arts, so then I changed to fine arts. And then life slapped me in the face, and I had to get a new car and get a car payment. And I realized fine arts isn't going to pay the bills. And I don't want to, I really don't want to work a service industry job for the rest of my life just so I can do art. I would rather do something. I don't even like corporate that much, but I'd rather just have a stable corporate job so I can do art in my free time. And I mean, in all reality, what I would like out of everything, if I had the choice, is just to do art in general and not have any job except for my art. But that most people can't do that. Most people can't afford to do that. And I understand that. So I'm just doing what I have to do. And it sucks. And I hate it. But that's okay. It is kind of sad, though, that most people can't just do their passions in life as a career. Like, I hate that we have to do service industry jobs, but I get everybody has to do a job. I get that. I just hate it so much. Especially with things at my job have not been the best lately, and it's been stressing me out. And I'm tired of it. So I am looking for a different job, but that's neither here nor there. And I'm just trying to finish school. I'm almost done. I'll be done next spring, thankfully. Because I'm so ready to be done. I've changed my major so many times. And it's really drawn out my schooling. So I'm hoping I can just get done and get on with my future. But I am really concerned for when I'm done with school finding a job. Because the job market, I don't know if any of y'all have been in it lately. It's not great. It's really not great. And even right now, looking for another job, like even a service industry job, I'm having trouble finding anything. And to give reference, I've been at the same company for a couple of years now. So you'd think that showing that I've been loyal to a company for as long as I have been, that jobs would like that. But I haven't even been getting calls back or anything. And that's crazy to me because I'm applying to tons of jobs. And I know corporate-wise, a lot of people right out of college aren't getting jobs because there's all these fake job postings. These companies aren't actually hiring. It's a mess. And then not to mention the layoffs. We had a recruiter come talk to us at school. And she said it's not a matter of if you get laid off, it's a matter of when you get laid off. And I think about that a lot. Because I'm like, even in a secure job, you're not really secure anymore. And like these companies really just don't care about their employees like they used to. Like way back when wages were actually rising and companies cared about their employees and gave them pensions and things like that, you would at least get callbacks or emails back saying that you weren't hired or you were hired, and they don't really do layoffs. But anymore, it's all about the shareholder model and about what the shareholders want and what's good for the company, not for the people. And I think it just shows they really don't care about their employees. But I'm sure we all know that. This is another weird tangent to go on towards the end of the video. Don't know why I got here, don't know how I got here, but I'm here. And maybe we can talk about companies not caring about their employees more a different time. But this video is almost over, so I need to find a small little topic to talk about for the end of this video. I don't know what to say. Let's get those wheels turning. How are you guys? You doing good? Well, it looks like this video is almost over. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it if you made it to the end. That's lovely. If you would like to, I hate that I'm even saying this, you can subscribe if you want. And if you like this video, you can leave a like. I'm sure it helps me out in some way. I don't know how. I don't know how algorithms work. But anyways, thanks for listening to my tangents and everything. And I wish you a blessed day. And yeah. Anyways, love you guys. Bye.